Hey guys, welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jess and this is my March TBR. So before we get into anything today, I'm just going to explain what I do for my TBR. So I play a TBR game where I have little prompts on index cards and I lay out 20 of them and I use a random number generator to choose 20 prompts, not 20, to choose 5 prompts which are going to equal 5 books on my TBR. There are a couple rules. If I get a double number, so say I land on 5 at the beginning and then 5 comes up again before the end, I will add an extra book to my TBR. And then also any books that I don't finish from the month prior will automatically be added on to this month's TBR. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in the month of February, I was not able to complete 4 books from my TBR. So I will be adding these automatically into this month. They are Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, Nevermore by Jessica Thompson, Sky Without Stars by, who is it? Jessica Brody and Joanne Rendell, and Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens by J.M. Barrie. So I'm not going to go into detail about these as I did that in my last TBR video. So if you are interested in any of these, they will be the links, of course, they will be linked down below individually. And also I will put the tag for my February TBR right up here so you can go there and check that out. But yeah, these will automatically be getting added to this month's TBR. Roll number 1, 18. Lowest rated. So this is the lowest rated book on my TBR. And that will be replaced with first published. So guys, our first roll left us with lowest rated. So this is the lowest rated book on my TBR. And so I went to Goodreads and I ranked my TBR shelf in terms of average rating. And I did that earlier and not on camera because I'm filming with my phone and so I can't use my phone while I'm filming. Very inconvenient, but that's how it works. So yeah, let's get into the lowest rated book. And the lowest rated book on my TBR with an average rating of 3.43 stars is Princess Charming by Jane Heller. My copy of this is a little bit beat up. The cover page is like completely off. I'm gonna have to tape it back on, so yay for that. But I got this from my local library about probably going on 3 years ago. It was in like a little bargain box basically because the cover was falling off and it was like 50 cents, and so I just picked it up because why not? And it's been so long, I don't really remember what it's about. All I remember is that there's this lady, she's like an older lady, and she's trying to basically like make her life worth it, I guess. I don't know. But she decides to take this cruise ship and she gets on the cruise ship and something bad happens and she decides she's gonna try to solve the mystery. That's all I know about it. I'm hoping that it's gonna be really like witty and just funny to just watch this lady just, you know, kind of solve the mystery and be a detective on a cruise ship. It's also a cruise ship, so it's summery, and I'm really ready for the summer vibes even though it's only March. But yeah, I'm excited to finally get this one off of my TBR shelf and read it. Roll number 2, 13. So that is Jacob pick. So we will be giving my little brother a call and he will be picking a book for us. And that will be replaced with Kids Classic. So roll number 2 got us Jacob pick. So this is my little brother, and again I did this off camera because I'm filming with my phone, but I gave him a call and he picked a book for me, so let's see what he picked. So he picked a book called Stolen: 5 Free Boys Kidnapped into Slavery in Their Astonishing Odyssey Home by Richard Bell. So this is a historical fiction, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's a true story. It might be. I don't think it's a true story. I'm pretty sure it's a historical fiction, but either way, I'm excited to read it. This follows 5 boys who grew up in the North in 1825, and they are kidnapped and smuggled into slavery in the Deep South, and they basically are trying to escape and trying to make it back home so that they can like ensue justice on the people that smuggled them in the first place and kidnapped them. And it just sounds so gripping, and I am so ready to read this and to just like feel all of the emotions with this one, as these stories are normally very emotional for me. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this one this month. Roll number 3. 3. Shortest book, so this will be the shortest book on my TBR, and that will be replaced with Instagram pic. So roll number 3 for this month was shortest book, so this is the shortest book on my TBR, another one that I went to Goodreads for and I was not able to film because phone, yeah, you've heard it, broken record. But yeah, shortest book on my TBR. Let's see what it is. So the shortest book on my TBR with a whopping 154 pages is White Fragility: Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism by Robin DiAngelo. I am so excited to read this book. Last month I read Caste: The Origins of Our Discontent, and it really just like opened my eyes, and so I'm excited to get to another one that will hopefully do the same. But this one is mainly talking about why people are so defensive when it comes to racism, and I'm just so excited to read another nonfiction book because I am trying to read more of them this year, and so this is just a great way to start. And yeah, I'll be reading this month. Roll number 4. 6. Most recent purchase, so this would be the book that I purchased the most recently, and that will be replaced with Orange. Number 4 is most recent purchase. This is the book that I've purchased most recently, and I'm so excited because about a day before I filmed this book came out, and I have been waiting for it for an entire year, and I got it as soon as it came out because I pre-ordered it, and so I'm so excited that this prompt came up because it allowed me to get to it like as soon as it came out. But yeah, let me just tell you what it is. So the book that I have bought most recently, probably one of my most anticipated books of the year, is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. Oh my goodness, guys, I was so ready for this book. I love Sarah J. Maas. I love her writing. I love basically every book she's ever done. The only one I haven't read yet is this one, Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. I haven't started it yet, but I'm excited to read this one. This is the newest installment. It's a standalone novel in the Court of Thorns and Roses world, and it follows Nesta and Cassian after the events that happened in Court of Wings and Ruin, and it just, oh, I'm so ready for it. It's supposed to be so great. This book is huge, okay? It looks bigger than it actually is. It's only like 750 pages, but this looks ridiculously big. Like, if you put it up next to like Priory of the Orange Tree, which is like over 1,000, and it looks the same, but it's really not. I don't know why it's so big, but it's huge. And also, the color scheme is just beautiful, and it has like bright orange like under the dust jacket, and I'm in love with this book, and I'm so ready to read it and to revisit these characters because I have loved them from the moment she started writing them, and I'm so excited. But yeah, this is thankfully on my TBR this month because I don't think I would be able to wait to read it. And then hopefully the last roll, number 5, is 3. So that is a double, so we will be adding an extra roll after this one. But that one is Instagram pic, so I will be putting a poll on my Instagram and see what you guys say. And that will be replaced with Jessica's pic, so my pic. So our fifth prompt was sadly a double, so we will be adding an extra roll at the end, but this one was Instagram pick. So I went on my Instagram and I made a poll where I chose 2 books and I let y'all vote on which one you think I should read. So let's see what I chose. So the 2 books that I chose for this poll were Invisible Lines by Mary Amato. This is a middle grade that follows a boy named Trevor who moves into this neighborhood where everybody kind of has their place and their grade and everything, and he doesn't really fit in. Well, one day he discovers that he's super good at soccer and at drawing. So he makes a graffiti business and he tries to take over this soccer team. And as you can imagine, the previous star of the soccer team does not take this very well, and there's some aggression and some fighting that ensues, and he has to really decide if he wants to try to get put back in his place or if he wants to stay with the whole crowd. So yeah, that's this one. And then the other book that was the option is Beartown by Frederick Backman. So this takes place in a small little northern town that is slowly just kind of like dying because it's just getting smaller and smaller, but they have one bright promising future, and that is their junior league hockey team who are heading to the national semifinals. And you're following these teenage boys as they're kind of getting all this pressure and they're getting ready for this game, and the whole town is like just depending on them basically. Well, they're getting ready for the national semifinals and a violent act happens against a young girl, and nobody really wants to admit that it happened because they don't want to like think of their team as negative, and they don't want anything wrong to be happening with them right now. And so it just sounds like such a good book, and just the way it's probably hopefully going to explore like the fact that just because someone is a quote-unquote superstar doesn't mean they can do no wrong. It just sounds so gripping and important, and I'm so excited to read this whenever it does come up. But yeah, this was the other option for this month. So the winner of this Instagram poll for this month was Invisible Lines by Mary Amato. So this will be the one that I will be adding to the TBR for this month. And again, hopefully last, roll number 6, 7. So 7 is AJ pick, so I'll be giving my sister AJ a call and letting her pick a book for me. And that will be replaced with reread. And our 6th and final prompt for this month was AJ pick, so I gave my sister AJ a call. Again, earlier, broken record, not gonna say it again, but yeah, I gave her a call earlier and let her pick a book for me, so let's see what she picked. So AJ picked a book that I'm so excited to finally get to, and that is Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. So this is the 3rd book in the Grisha trilogy. I have reread the first 2. The first time I read this series, I was in about 6th grade, and I read the first 2 and I never picked up the 3rd one because I just didn't get to it. And I recently purchased all 3 of them and reread the first 2, and I'm so excited to finally get to read the 3rd one and see how this trilogy wraps up and ends. But this follows a girl named Alina who is a cartographer in like the army, and she's in this world where there's this thing called the Fold, which is just like this huge dense black cloudy mass that has these monsters called like the Volcra in it, and no one can ever, like, it's so hard to cross and you can't really cross it, and it divides the country in half. When she discovers she has amazing powers, and once these powers are discovered, the main ruler of the land called the Darkling wants to use her for her powers, and she spends the whole time trying to figure out what side is right, what side is wrong, if his like motives are good or bad, if what she's doing is good or bad, if who she wants to date is good or bad. Like, it's just it's just her trying to figure out what she wants to do, and then trying to save the land and trying to fix all the problems that have been created before her and that maybe she also creates during the series. And I love this story, I love this universe, and I'm so excited to finally finish the first trilogy within it. So these are the 10 books that I will be trying to read in the month of March. So let me know down below if you have read any of these and what you thought about them. Also let me know what you are planning to read in March, as I would love to know. All of these will be linked down in the description, along with the January or February TBR that has these descriptions in it, and I will also put the link to my playlist for my TBRs for 2021, so you can go back and watch any of those that you want to. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!